sometimes no reaction is the best reaction that you can give. And so this video is going to be very important for those of you who struggle with finding peace, who are always giving their energy and feel the need to always defend themselves and always like react to other people essentially. And this is something I had to learn within the past like 3 years that I've really mastered. And a lot of people notice it about me because I'm a very calm person. I'm a person that's not loud anymore. At first in high school and things like that, I was a very loud person. I was very defensive. I had my own insecurities that I wanted to hide from the world. And what I learned is that I had so much chaos in my mind and I was like too caring about things that truly didn't matter. And I think you have to learn to analyze what situations are worth your energy and worth your reaction, and what sometimes you just have to let be. And a lot of you guys haven't allowed other people's opinions to be, or you always feel the need to get defensive, or if people are wrong about you, you feel you need to prove yourself, or you feel like you have to basically like find a way to get accepted by everyone in this world. And that's what a lot of you guys battle with mentally. Like you feel the need to always be perfect. You feel the need to always make the right decision. You feel the need to always defend who you are as a person and your personality and explain yourself, and not allow people to misunderstand you and be wrong about you, not allow people to have, you know, the wrong perspective about you or the wrong assumptions. Like you always feel this need to react. You always feel this need to, you know, prove people wrong or prove people right, or prove the people that you're worth having in their life, or you're trying to prove your value to other people and get people to see you as someone that's important, someone that's intelligent, someone that's good enough. Like you always feel this need to give out your energy, and sometimes you just have to learn to become okay with, you know, not having those things. And what I've learned also is that some people want to get a reaction out of you. Some people just want to see the power that they have over you. Some people want to see, can my actions dictate your actions? Can my emotions and my actions dictate your emotional state and the feelings that you feel? Can my actions dictate whether you have a good or bad day? Can I determine whether you crash out or, you know, you react out of anger and things like that? You know, sometimes you have to really sit there and pause and, you know, ask yourself, is this worth my reaction? What do I get out of reacting to this situation? Does this allow me to move forward in life? Does this better me as a person? And I feel like I learned to analyze certain situations and say like, you know, this really isn't even worth reacting to. This isn't worth responding to. This isn't worth posting about. This isn't worth making a big deal. This isn't worth getting upset over. Like, sometimes you have to learn to look at situations and say, okay, how can I move forward? You know, what is in my control that I can control to move on from the situation? Even if it is a negative situation or something that's important, how can I move forward from this? Because a lot of times you guys get caught up in, you know, reacting emotionally or voicing your opinion or complaining, rather than actually just honing in on, okay, how can I solve this problem that I'm facing currently? And, you know, this really just allows you to shift your energy and shift your focus towards the things that actually matter. And back to where other people would sometimes get you to react in a certain way. Some people, when they notice they can't get a reaction out of you, it creates a discomfort within themselves. Like, when certain people have done certain things to me and they've tried to get a reaction out of me and they've seen me just look at them with a blank face. Like, this used to happen with my dad all the time. My dad used to try and get me to value the things he cared about. And when he saw I didn't value them, he saw like he would get angry essentially with himself. He would get upset with himself. And that's something I had to learn about the world around me, is that when people see they don't have power over you, when people see that, you know, you can't get to them or they can't get to you, when people see like, you know, their actions can't cause you to react in a certain way, like sometimes that upsets them. Sometimes that creates something within themselves and makes them feel insecure, makes them feel wrong, makes them start questioning and doubting their own selves. And it's like, sometimes you got to really like learn to like understand when some people are just trying to mess with you. Some people are just trying to get you to react in a certain way. Some people are trying to bring out a side of you that, you know, you don't have to bring out. And just understand when it's like, okay, I have the ability to either react to this or ignore this. And then you have to analyze both decisions and say, what do I get out of this from either? One's either going to create chaos or, cause you to use energy and have to defend yourself or something like that, or react in some way, shape, or form. Or one's going to allow you to be at peace, allow you to, not even have to do too much. A lot of you guys have to become okay with like people being wrong about you, people not completely understanding you and seeing your perspective and things like that, because a lot of you guys always feel the need to defend. You feel the need to defend who you are as a person. You feel the need to defend why you do the certain things you do. You feel the need to always explain yourself and like the vision you have and stuff like that. You always feel the need to try and prove your value, try and prove your worth, always be seen, try and act out in a certain way in order to get people to see you in a certain way. It's like you always feel the need to control everything. And it's like, that's not always necessary when you become okay with like knowing who you are. That's why it's so important to have self-love. That's why it's so important to have an understanding of yourself and like who you are as a person. That's why it's just important to like know yourself and who you are, because then when other people voice opinions, then when other people just do things directed towards you, you have such a good understanding of you that it's like other people's opinions don't really affect you, because it's like, well, that's not true about me, or I know who I am, so like, you saying this has no real care to me, or it doesn't matter to me. And so that's why it's important to have self-love and self-acceptance and be just secure in who you are as a person, because then that allows you to just become okay with other people being wrong about you, because you realize like, hey, not everybody knows me and not everybody needs to know me, and I can't go my whole life always trying to explain myself, always trying to prove my worth, always trying to defend who I am as a person. And that sometimes I just got to become okay with people not knowing me. When you really learn to do this, it allows you to focus on the things that actually matter. Like if I was so worried about you guys' opinions of me, how you're gonna like certain videos, what you're gonna think of my looks and things like that, like I wouldn't be able to sit in front of this camera confidently. Like I promise you, I'm crisscross applesauce on my chair right now. Like that's just how comfortable I am. I recorded 2 videos today in the same shirt, but it's whatever, man. Like I could sit here and be like, oh, what are they gonna think of me? Does my hair look all okay? Obviously, I'm not gonna come on here looking any type of way, but it's like I know who I am, and I understand that like sometimes I just gotta be confident in that person. I gotta be okay with people viewing me in whatever type of way. I got to be okay with not always feeling the need to defend myself. I got to feel okay with not always feeling I have to prove something. Like when you understand what actually matters and what's actually worth your energy, it allows you to focus in on the things that actually matters. Like I'm focused in on providing value. I'm focused in on teaching a lesson in this video. I'm focused in on, growing myself as a person, growing my brand. And that allows me to not react to, oh, what's happening on social media? What are other people gonna think of me? How are other people gonna react to me doing this? How are other people gonna react to me posting this? Like when I just learned to understand that like none of that stuff matters, none of that stuff is worth my reaction. Even if people do voice their opinions, even if people do feel some type of way about me, even if people are wrong about me or misunderstand the type of person I am, like none of that matters to me, and allows me to focus in on the things that matter to me. My brand, providing content, providing value, building my business and things like that. But it allows me to focus in on the things that actually matter rather than having my energy all over the place, because I used to be a person who had my energy all over the place. Like if you ever played a sport, you're probably a person where it's like you felt the need to always, try and prove your worth to your coach. You felt you had to go do the extreme or stand out and prove yourself. And it put all this pressure on you essentially to always be able to perform, always make the right decision. And you kind of play stiff. It's like you play with this like heavy weight on your back rather than just going out there and being able to play free. And I noticed that within myself. Like in high school, I used to struggle a lot with like the opinions of my coaches and always trying to perform, always trying to be perfect. And it got to a point where I felt I could do nothing right essentially. And it didn't allow me to even enjoy the sport anymore. But when I allowed myself to start playing freely and just saying, it's okay to make mistakes. It's okay for them to have their own opinion about me. It's okay for me to not always get it right. Like it allowed me to just play a lot more free, actually enjoy life and stuff like that, because I was able to focus in on the things that that actually matter and that were actually relevant. You know, so stop feeling this pressure to prove who you already are. Like sometimes like we have to realize that who we are is who we are, and there's no need to like try and bring it to light, try and get people to see that value in us, try and bring it to other people's attention and things like that. Like you don't need to prove yourself, you don't need to defend yourself. Like just be yourself, and people will either understand that and, you know, accept that, or they'll miss out on it. And either way, it's okay. You have to become okay with that and not feeling the need to always react, always feeling the need to defend, always feeling the need to prove, because you're really just disturbing your own peace and you're wasting your own energy on the things that don't benefit you as a person. It doesn't benefit you to have everybody in your life. It doesn't benefit you to have everybody understanding you. It doesn't benefit you for people to understand your vision and why you're on the journey that you're on, or why you are the way you are. Like that provides no benefit to you. So when you learn to understand that and understand that this isn't even worth me reacting to, this isn't even worth me giving into, and just allowing it to be, becoming okay with it just being what it is, and then focusing on the things that actually help progress you as a person, then you'll find yourself at a lot more peace with yourself. You know, so stop feeling obligated to always react, stop feeling obligated to always prove yourself and things like that. And this will allow you to get a lot more control over your emotions too, because sometimes when you're in an emotional state and you have the ability to know you're in and you have the self-awareness to know you're in an emotional state and you're under the emotion of anger, sadness and stuff, it allows you to walk away. It allows you to understand that I don't want to make a decision right now that isn't really aligned with who I am, but it's actually aligned with my emotions. And I don't want to cause permanent damage from a temporary emotion. So sometimes you have to be able to slow everything down and question things and become more self-aware of yourself and how you're feeling, and understand that, okay, this isn't worth my response in this moment. This is something I need to step away from. This is something I need to come back to. This is something I need more information on, rather than just assuming and things like that. And so, you know, sometimes you just have to learn to analyze certain situations and say, is this worth my reaction or not? But, you know, I appreciate you guys for tuning into the video. I hope you learned a thing or two. Merch will be dropping soon, and be sure to also join up on our self-discovery community down in the description. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, turn on post notices. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.